the names.
Besides the microphone being off, how have I offended you today, sir? What heinous act of treason have I betrayed your trust with that warrants such accusations? Had to double check you didn't just say, "How are you?" Because that'd also be a very possible reaction. But we're always. The beard? Beard's always here. We can even. I feel like I need to brush out my hair because it's just a big sweaty mess. Because unfortunately, this whole state's just a big sweaty mess at the moment. Also, where's my Pokemon? There's my Pokemon. You want to full screen? Oh man, one of these times it's gonna snap and it's gonna be perfectly in sync. But oh, you're you're never gonna be. Why garlics? Oh, make that very not loud. Cause I make it less loud on my end too. My apologies. I had to switch audio sources there, cause for reasons. I decided that my wireless headset is much different than the wired headset. I'm aware. We're Gucci. Okay. I apologize, because I know like my voice is very low. We're Gucci, living the dream. And actually we're gonna... Oh, hey look, there was a game the whole time. Oh. Kind of a little bit in limbo, because we're... First of all, avoiding stream to get some water so I can't actually see what your response is. I hear your father has less coronavirus, so that's a boon. Ooh, yeah. No, they were... Oh. Let's not go in that lighting and just disappear. Right, Stevie. And Baker's here, bullying me about grooming on screen. I need the bullying. I always... I forget how to progress the plot when we get here. We can't go to this stadium. I'm gonna drop the game a little bit lower even. Oh. In Streams Lives I can... Streams Lives I can check if I fix the bot, or if it's still... Hello. You... That's concerning. How are y'all? Blackfire and Baker and the mighty Shrub Warrior. Excuse me. Then make a tap for registration, win the challenge, get an awesome profile, but Kale. Yeah. I think it go to jail. Hurt your back again, but okay. That's never good, but I suppose not as bad as it had the potential to be. As long as you're still attached. And the Baker work lurk, I wouldn't have it any other way. Because Thursday evenings, if I recall, are brutal. You're not Kale. No, I suppose we can't complain. There's been daydreaming on things built with Blender. So it's a lot better tool than what I gave it credit for initially. Is this really Pokemon? Yeah. This is not a main series game, but it's arguably the best game. I'm the sheriff. Well, whether you are or not, you best get out of town as soon as possible. I don't have a key. I don't know why you want me to look at my key items. But yeah, Luke, it's really Pikmin. Look, I have an Espeon and Umbreon. Wait a minute. I remember why, but I also remember that I don't want to do that. So we have much better Pikmin to use. The weird spiky hair, sure. Are you claiming that this Japanese game is inspired by Japanese anime styles? I feel like that's what you're insinuating. Why is there no category? There is. I just didn't bother to swap the category when I was on the starting screen. But I can even... I mean, it is, you know, Pokemon. People play Pokemon, right? Pokemon's popular with all the cool kids. Isn't that it? Yeah, I mean... You're not wrong. They do have spiky hair. To, Big Sergeant Baker host. But why don't you do things when people host? I'll take Slugma? It's just the cool kids play Pokemon. That's not true. This brand has major casual appeal. Anyone can play Pokemon. People don't are assholes. I'm gonna say there's no causal link between assholes and Pokemon. You can be an asshole independent of whether or not you play video games. You can play a children's Pocket Monster game independent of being an asshole. Alright, let's get our palms red. I have no idea what we're doing here. Hello. Find what you seek, be an object, person, or luck. Well, I've said it. I don't doubt it. I say a lot of things. Alright. I have food in the back of my throat here. Haha, there's the mic. There. Next time would you play a Peppa's Pigs game? Are there games? Are there games for Peppa's Pig? It's just Peppa Pig, right? Like, it's not... Oh. There are several of them. There's a bunch because it's, you know, a Nicktoon. Ooh, your old school game has a category? Must be a very popular video game then to have your very own category. Over 200 followers, that's notable. I just want to know what it is. What could it be? Ranks. Loop's a busy man and I'll probably miss the first half of it. 15 followers all day? Probably. People will go like, oh yeah, hi. Imagine if you just get a bunch of other 40-year-old dads hopping in. And you're like, ooh, I remember when they first released this game. I got to see Star Wars in theaters. Not Star Wars Episode 4, but it was just the Star Wars back then. Hello, Kenton. That's an unfortunate side effect of swapping categories is that people come for the hey, this can't be. Yeah, it's Pokemon. I thought I beat this place already. God save the Queen. I mean, this is Pokemon from 2003. It's not even modern Pokemon. This was Generation 3. Like, yeah. Game's old AF. That's what, 17-year-old? 17 years old? The plot! We found it! After years of digging! You got anything else to say, or did you hold up the whole game for that? Alright, let's get some news. Some more news. Just breaking news, according the arrested Team Snag member. There are smaller snag machines, compact enough to be carried by a single person. Running this machine transforms or... Got it. After Sword and Shield, the game started to feel kind of meh. I'll let you in on a little secret. Pokemon's not a good game. A lot of... No. There's a lot of designs, and I feel... I've discussed it at length with people that actually make video game designs, and they're... Yeah. It's just like your opinion, man. But their hot take was that a lot of modern Pokemon designs have a very specific feel to them. Like they're based on a single instance, a single thing. Like, take Cinderace for example, which is a fire bunny that plays football. Like that's who they are, that's what they are, that's their entire being. As opposed to think next season has to be on space. God save the Queen. Are you saying to liven up Pokemon, the next generation needs to be in space, completely devoid of any grounding factors? I mean, there's already ones canonically from space. Like, Deoxys, Lunatone, Solrock. Fortune Teller, where is the plot? Even I ask myself that. I mean, oh, it seems fine. The space is a tricky thing, because, you know, everything's in space. So you could go anywhere and do anything. I say one of the issues with the modern games is being too specific, but space is usually a little too abstract, which then you end up with like Planet of the Hat scenario, where each entire planet is a single culture or a single environment, and it has no discernible difference between. Ah, this is extremely popular. Huge fan here. Yeah. Stay off my website. That thing's expensive. Just got the bill for that. But I made it. It exists. I know I just brought all these Pokemon out. But I need to put them all back. For reasons beyond my comprehension. As you see, it's unfair to use Shadow Pokemon against regular Pokemon, despite Shadow Pokemon being far worse. Cats munching your earphones? That can't possibly be good for them, but... Okay, because we can't go to this Coliseum. You say go talk to the fortune teller. Well, I talked to the fortune teller, and she tells me to go to the Coliseum. Unless it's time for this door to open? No. You stop it, Luke? Oh, man. You just let the cat go. You know, it's not necessarily obvious, like... Some people have no control over the animals in their house. You just let them continue. That reminds me, cat, are you destroying anything? Nope, probably not. Chopping frame? What do you mean we're chopping frames? The one and only earphone? Oh, oh. Oh, that's not good. Earphones are usually pretty cheaply constructed and replaceable. Yeah, let all 5 cats just go nuts, you wouldn't have a house left standing. Oh, the town next door has a bunch of savages that just want to battle their Pokemons. That's where Mama Milk was. Nope. Are you the plot? They're not in my backyard, so I'm not worried about them. The Nico army with the big possibility emotes. Excellent. Yes. Continue. May that Nico army proliferate. Beat up an old man. fine. It's a Pokemon battle, because this is a Pokemon game. Speaking of Bossville emotes, wasn't Magic going to stream earlier? And then, did they not, or did I just miss it entirely? Yeah, get out of here, old man. Thought he said maybe? Oh. You expect me to read every word they say. Alright. As long as we both miss the stream, then the stream has missed us. It's the old... It's the old 10 million in the bank scenario. I swear I beat the stadium last time, but I hope he's studying about Brazilian history. Someone better. Someone's gotta go teach Bolsonaro. Oh. I was going on an anecdote about how, if you owe the bank $10,000, that's your problem. The bank, if you owe the bank $10 million, it's their problem. You see, if the stream notifications don't go out to a couple people, that's those people's problem. If the stream notifications don't go out to anyone, that's all of their problems. Well, I taught him to show you. Oh, we will. We'll take their over-leveled... Oh man, they even have water gun. Give this guy a bad time, you say? Oh. YouTube just changed their API. That has implications. So I got this Sans poster on my wall here in my garage. Look, it's just a Pokemon bat. Got him. Do it. Attack. Show them that you're a good battler. May your clash be royale. Wait a minute. I thought Thursdays were heavy work nights for you, Baker. Wouldn't go so long if you just got the video editing done. Or lesson plan You're at the water cooler. How about them tigers? Yeah, just finished putting up a fence around my pool. Nah. Hey. We said it once, we said it 1,000 times. Baker, you gotta keep your bush trimmed. Can't just have your bush out there willy-nilly sprouting wherever it sees fit. Wait, Cog, I move? Oh. I mean... Now I'd move. No, talking about building a fence in the pool. It's my, my water cooler talk. Don't you ever just meet the boys at the water cooler? Or do you, you know, do your job? Oh yeah, the Sans poster, that's... JD Watt got me that, actually. So I just hang it up? So I just hung it up here on stream. It seems pretty nice. Oh. About the pool and stuff related. Yeah, the pool and the fencing, all the home improvement I spoke of was entirely fictitious. I do not own any property that I would improve. You have yet to see Undertale? I could potentially play Undertale. Rictus? Oh, fictitious. I mean, I could. I haven't actually beaten it before, but I've gotten to like 3/4 of the way through before, you know, the grind. Or it's not even really a grind, it just gets a little monotonous towards the end there. You're like, go to an area, see a relatable character. Aren't they cool? Look at these wacky hijinks. Here's a boss fight. It does have a gripping story, but it's also, you know, a JRPG. The fun old lady Oris. Look at this fun old lady Oris. What the name's Oris? JRPG is better than indie games? I mean, indie games can be JRPGs. Oh. Indie games are more of a flavor. Wait. What attack? Did you wreck the man? I assume it's the Clash Royale. Aha. Yeah, no, sorry I'm not watching your planned war. Blin missed to watch that. Snubble's not a fairy type. Busy watching Lang get their ass. This is fun old lady Oris. And frankly, if you can't tell the difference between Lang and fun old lady Oris, I don't know what we can do for you. Like it's a dangerous mentality to equate the two. We're already in the second round of the stadium. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think we can win the whole thing. You just replaying in your mind. You're already watching a VOD. Young people these days, there's no respect for your elders. Look, there's someone on Baker's side. Oh, this is already the finals. Yep. take some cues from Smork and you go face. Boona! Alright, Boona. Water's phys... At least according to the old lady I beat up, I don't respect the elders, but, you know. So water's special, normal and flying are physical. I don't think it's worth reflect. We can just power through. Yeah, we can power through. Love the animations. Like, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they're better than they needed to be. And, they're pretty fine. So you actually just straight up debate them. Yeah, you better do some work. You cut your hair? That sounds dangerous. That reminds me of earrings, aren't they? Them's quitting words. Does it look less... You look like a waffle? Like... How does one appear to be a waffle? I see a square and flat and all sorts of divots. Like, oh, waffles aren't a bad shape. Like, if someone came up to me on the street and was like, hey, you look like a waffle, I'd definitely be more confused than offended. Like, it's not a necessarily negative thing to have waffle-like qualities. Just think about waffles are... Punch him in the Adam's apple. No, don't. You say, dude, what the heck? Then you offer them enlightenment through the way of the chime. Right. Oh. Put that man in the ground. He's absolutely destroyed. Lamb's bottom words. You're confused. You're not confused, Hoot Hoot. You're dying. And Miss, you always pay your tithes. You come in here, like, here's a handful of coins for you, Mr. Sir. The church generously accept. It means you're a sweetest one, but waffles aren't sweet. That's why you drown them in syrup. Waffles are kind of bitter and bland. I assume that's a Brazilian idiom, 'cause that does not track. Sure, we drop return, because there's no... You look like you're dry and bland. bold and brass, more like belongs in the trash. In that case, you are a walker. Oh. You walked right into that one. And now that I have achieved my destiny and have won the Coliseum, I win a TM. Get out of here, Opie Mimi. Oh, you just said fight. You wanted to win too? That's a bit much. I can use Shadow Pokemon at the gym leader, right? Because I feel like the gym leader is the one thing we haven't done. Were you not supposed to go there? That was fairgrounds. You know what they say. All's fair in love and war and whatever the heck is going on there. Alright. Ferret, you're coming with me. Mr. Best. Always. They use grass magic. Oh. That's fine, you got the message across. Both want me to drink? Alright, because, I mean, you can't see it, but the bottle's half full. Gross, it doesn't even, the menu doesn't even wrap around. Oh. I mean, how hard can it be? There's only like 3 options. Option... Press board is reading every piece of the email. Bruh. That's a certified bruh moment. Right, because... Clearly the answer is, that's okay, I read mail. So we got option A, just ignore coronavirus and open the schools anyways, which you don't do. Got option B, acknowledge coronavirus, never go to the physical building again, which is probably not the best. Pulling a U right now. They say imitation's the highest form of flattery. Where there's like 17 different flavors of C where you have blended learning, where sometimes you remember to go to the building, but a lot of the times you just do it online because you only learn on your own. Reflect, and I don't remember pilot speed. Used to love me some Cacnea. Well, I'm gonna taunt this Cacnea so they can't do anything about it. Because I feel like they just go for Sandstorm here, and I'd rather not. God save the queen. I forgot about double team. Yeah, get out of here with your sandstorm. Oh, I forgot Swift is split. And let's taunt a Zoomer because I don't want those double teams stacking up. Oh, that's not good. That's very not good. What's a me? Just hanging out in a cog stream instead of, you know, doing work. Right. Darkness. Yep. Dark destroys Ghost. Water destroys that. Flappy. And I'm bringing him deal damage, right? Let's get rid of this Azumarill. Hey, speaking of fun things about Cagny and Dark types, and you hear type beat sporting, cannot hear calling and working. Ah yes, the work lurk. Work lurk is best support. Man, more fun. Oh, that's not gonna be good. See, I don't know if we can beat this gym leader right now. I don't know if we have to beat this gym leader right now. Work lyrics are always permissible. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So I feel like I'm missing something. I set my phone down somewhere. So I need to look something up. But I can't, you know? Hey, look, there it is. St. Tree Bell Vine rings its holy call. Sometimes I want to lower the price of the tithings so that people can actually use them again. Have the chime call out like a collection plate. So I think that'd be neat. Dang, alright. everything is falling apart. Am I? Magic Federalist is pulling at me. You both are. You're both not here. You both got a lot of nerve. Oh man. I never fix a bot. Quagsire has Surf. Wait. Oh, you are fevered. Started. Every time. Oh, so you know what it is? I think I'm missing a shadow Pokemon. No! You fool. I've fallen for the classic blunder. So Shadow Noctowl, Shadow Flappy, Shadow Skiploom, Shadow Fur, I have all those. Shadow Slugmas. I miss... Because I clearly need to do something to trigger the windmill scene. So we fight... Okay, we murderized Willy. Beat up the Whisper dude. Beat up walking in there. No. We're not getting through this gym leader at all. Beat up the kids, took their Makuhita. Oh, this just got move, thanks. Alright. Okay, because I knew about those peons. Deployed all the trainers. dead. Okay, we have to go to... Okay, but I fought Kale. You know who we're missing? We haven't talked to Duke King yet. Alright, that's... This, battle still goes nowhere, and that's fine. Right. Sorry to distract you with that pointless Pokemon battle as we move on to our real target. Back to the outskirts stand. Oh, my apologies, 2004, not 2003. It's only 16 years old. Yeah, we'll continue from there. That's a good of a place as any. I feel like I have a weird party. Yeah, I do. Yep. That's enough of that. Oh, we don't need to save. Savings for quitters. No quitter. I say as I start playing a different game every stream. Alright, so should be some roller boy lawn. I found him. That's roller boy lawn. I'd know that lawn anywhere. No, classic lawn. The Numel and Azumarill. Oh, Noctowl's done, never mind. Regret dragging you along, Noctowl. You can go back to the box. Slugma, however, oh, you're also like done. Oh, that's a zoo rail. I misspoke. I am mistaken. I didn't know it still got water gun. probably actually take time to fix my bot. Just casually in the middle of the stream. Edit layout, sounds. Yeah, I know. Really? What do you mean? I messed up the SSL protocol somewhere along the line. I don't know how to fix that. I thought I had turned the whole thing off, but apparently not. So that's, you know, not good. Weird. I got Nike. I have an ID. Said. I've dabbled with the idea before, but it just occurred to me that I could remote this desktop and actually just stream everything to my laptop and use that. I could share the load, so to speak. Yeah, I know you're... Oh, that's a mistake. I want to call out to both of you. Please don't die. No! They murdered the boat! Oh, this gave up perfectly good. That's unfortunate. One of these buildings has Duking. Is it you? Do I have to go to the hotel and talk to people? Oh, that's fine. There's cheaper ways to heal. What version of my Phantom bot? I know, because I see there's a new update. Because I am running on 3.2.2. And now there's 3.2.3. So, and the shout out command. So long as you enjoy it, cherish it. Is it a pain to run a new version? No. Literally all you have to do is take the... Yeah, I mean it's... I'm not a salesman. You just take the folder in there that says config and copy and paste that over the new version. I just need to... The only pain for me is I have to switch the monitor over from the main Windows computer to the Raspberry Pi. 100 bits to secure your lead. Yeah. Let me know if you get confused at any point in the process, but there should just be a config folder. I mean... Right. It's not terribly difficult to make it do that, but you know, they have... So the cool thing about PhantomBot is it's all open source and crowdfunded and all that. Boss Phil. Oh no. Boss Phil disease. Boss Phil disease. Yeah, I was gonna say. Never had ads. Ooh. Although I think I have some Google Play credit that I can turn into Twitch bits and then start giving to people. You were getting tons of ads? And one day it all dries up. Old man's a bully. The only ads I ever get is doing research for Google. This is a prison, right? Yeah. What am I missing? Word is, there's a lot scarier people. Don't stick your nose around. I already beat you up and took your Pokémon. How do I trigger the Duking cutscene? Still have a key. I don't know why you want me to look at keys, because I don't have any. Look at the poor guy all locked up in there. I'm sure, Lace, you're the chief of police, but you don't have any information for me. You just ask if I'm from around these parts. No matter what I say, you say, get lost, kid. Wow, you're as useful as regular police. Item I'm missing on the floor somewhere. I beat up all these kids, right? Sure. Oh, wait. I forgot to switch out Noctowl. Thanks, both Noctowl and Slugma can get out of the party. Copy config and boot it up all seems well. If not, Shakespeare's angrily. Yeah, it should, because everything that you add to it is saved in that config folder. And the boot login.txt. Wait a minute. If your bot's fired up, hey, if your bot's on, why didn't the command work? We're dropping frames. Why? Man, what if we do that? Go Johnny up to Streamlabs chat or slobs. He's got a lot of dankies. It's true. I have all of the shadow Pokemons and a bunch of them that I just want to stop being shadows. Like dark allies. Like a popular Disney villain based out of New Orleans. I have friends on the other side. I have aligned myself with the darkness. You do exist.
Have you seen the what was it? The Harley Quinn animated series?
I have not seen the entirety of the Harley Quinn anime series.
Oh, because like Bane is just hilarious in that series. He's like, there's like a poster. He joins up with Two-Face, and Two-Face is like, oh, we made a poster for both of us, and it's just Two-Face's poster with like a shadow behind him, and Two-Face is like, hey, here it is. It's our two faces. It's me. I'm here, and then you're the shadow. And Bane's like, oh, that's not me. I mean, I was born the shadow, but that's not me. I can't stop laughing at that. Like, he's hilarious in that show.
Speak words. Some good stuff. It's nice to see that Bane is transcending beyond what they started as. Just
So, I forget this game. Do you, like, there's a machine that opens up its heart, right?
No, the machine was in the sequel. In the first one, you have to go find the spirit tree.
Okay. Wait, so you can't like make them undark until you get like a certain event, right? That's what I kind of
Right,
mean.
we have to progress the plot until we get to the spirit tree.
That's. Do you know how far that is?
It should be the next place over, but as it happens, I don't remember how to trigger the cutscene to leave this place.
Oh, you're stuck in the place?
Right, it's a terribly common issue. I always forget how to escape Pyrite Town.
I I don't know if you played Super Mario RPG, but like there's a certain like place in that game where I can never figure out how to like get past it. There's only been one time I did, and I can't like repeat it.
Not familiar, but I get the similar premise. You're like, wow, what a good game.
Yeah, I kind of wish like they did the Earthbound route where they you could go to see a person who would tell you literally like what to do next. You had to pay in-game currency, but like
Yeah,
you know,
just a fortune teller sitting around like Earthbound or Link to the Past where they're like, hey, have you considered going to this place? Been there, done that.
oh wait, so the fortune teller, that's what they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, I was always confused as a kid like what their purpose was because like, you know, I would talk to them and they just tell me like stuff I already knew. Um but I guess that makes sense.
Right, and I assume so. I don't know. I never actually used the fortune teller.
Oh yeah. Well, so Link of the Past was pretty. Um, I mean, it was sort of linear, but like it was pretty easy to know where to go next. You're like, oh, look at that! It's a crystal. I need to go to that crystal.
Right.
Okay.
You number every one of them, and you're like, all right, now that we've finished crystal number one, what could be next? A flashing two on your map. Hmm. Decisions, decisions.
Oh, so Baker is saying that my audio might be too loud. I wonder if I can like lower it.
Oh, I adjusted your audio. Don't you worry, none.
Okay.
So we drop the game audio, raise the desktop audio. It's a whole. I don't know. I almost want to use something like Banana Meter to balance the audio because it sounds good, but at the same time, I can't trust anything named Banana Meter. I, I'm in a bind here.
That's pretty wise. I don't blame you.
Fortune teller said Coliseum. Back to the Coliseum we go.
The Musalak, that's Coliseum backwards. I know. I know. I'm full of information.
You've lost me. It's true. It is the Gra- Graham Nega Pope Supreme House a lot. I looked at it. I'm a cheater.
I mean, I've never once been able to get it without cheating.
I feel like you should say it more often. How has this not come up in your daily conversation?
Um, so I see that Magic Federalist is an acolyte now. When was he promoted? When was he ordained?
Well, that should probably be an ordination. That
Yeah,
sounds. Oh,
I mean, like with flyers and like little crumpets or something like that, like something, you know.
when the bell tolls to denote their passing to a higher elevation within the church, not of this world, of course.
Ask not why the bell chimes for you, the bell chimes for thee, or whatever it is.
It's true. Yeah. Bell chimes for those who have yet to perish. It's a warning of hope.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of PC, I've been trying to find a apartment, um,
Nice.
and I found one, and it was nice, and I signed the application and all that junk. And then they called me today, and they're like, "Oh, hi. By the way, you know how it's opening up like August 22nd?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I signed for." They're like, "Yeah, so the person doesn't want to move out, so it's gonna be September 3rd." And I was like, "So you telling me that like they're delaying it, and if they want to delay it further, they could just delay it further. So if it wasn't September 3rd, they just can continue after that, and I would have no
Right.
recourse." And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Great. I'm gonna find a new place."
Yeah, because you just continually get shafted and
Yeah,
they don't care. Rent's being paid.
dude, I know.
Wow. Landlords are terrible.
Yeah, it's almost like we should topple the bourgeoisie. I've been like looking at a lot of like left tube, red tube type of stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm getting radicalized. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
You're like, wow, landlords are actually a blight on society.
yeah, hey, what if we didn't like have as many landlords?
Oh,
Like,
just
hey, look,
don't have landlords.
well, so I think that it's okay to have like some renting, right? Because like, I don't want to have to buy a house every time I need to go to a new place. But at the same time, like, I was in the house buying process, and you
Right.
should see like some of the prices of these houses, right? Because you can look at what the actual value of the house is, and that tells you what the price of the house. And some of these houses were 4 times their actual value, which was pretty standard. Others were like 3 times, and some of that. But like, it,
It's
I think it's
disgusting.
largely, well, so I think it's largely due to like renting, right?
Right.
Where
So you can,
people buy up the houses and they rent them out.
right, just buy 25 apartments, turn them all into Airbnbs. You can charge 5 times rent for a single night, and that's that.
Right, right. Do what Aaron did. That would be corporalist. Um, but I mean, it's like financially savvy. Like, joke aside. Um, but it's too savvy. Like I.
Yeah.
um,
Property's
so
back.
Miss says that you're ridiculous, but I think you're onto something,
Right.
Cogsworth.
It's true. So middlemen are great, except they aren't, and they just slow down the whole process. Like there's no
Yeah, it's like, hey, you know those instances where middlemen are good? Oh, neither do
like
I. So,
every now and again. Like there's sometimes retailers are pretty convenient. So you can have like wholesalers that produce, 30,000 left shoes, and a retailer that can buy half that stock and then sell it at a slight markup, whatever. Like that's great, that's fun, because no individual buyer needs 30,000 left shoes. But
yeah,
things like property that it's pretty universally agreed that people need space to exist. I hope that's not the hot take here.
uh, yeah. I mean, I think in some part, like I said, it's okay um, to have some renting, but the system just doesn't produce admirable results.
Right. No, like have you seen Singapore's housing structure?
No.
Where a lot of the housing is government-owned public housing, and they sell it at a very affordable price to like long-term leases where you don't technically own it, but you pretty much own it.
Huh. Yeah, well, obviously I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But look, I think that like um, I'm not a greedy socialist. Well, not
Got
greedy,
some collectivizing communists.
but collectivizing communist is better. But like, I kind of feel like rampant capitalism, maybe, hot take, not great.
Fair thought.
And missed. We don't need to divide and conquer if we just trust in the the proletariat and make a new world that all of us can live in, except for the bourgeoisie, who we eat. But,
You know, as we tear them limb from limb in the streets,
yeah,
as
I mean,
recompense for their actions.
what else are you gonna do? No, seriously, unironically, I was thinking the other day when I was told that uh, that Trump was just hiding numbers just to look good. And I was like, I don't believe that because that is so evil that if it was true, I would unironically bring out the guillotine. And I'm saying this on the live chat. That's a joke. Wink, wink.
Yeah, as for some reason they've suddenly stopped routing all hospital metrics from the CDC to a different organization, and the CDC no longer has access to all the COVID case information.
Yeah.
So that's
Uh,
not
well,
good.
people say it's a problem, and what they're not thinking about is that it's a fucking problem.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
The severity of the issue
Uh, the very same.
completely slipped my mind. I thought we were stuck in a authoritarian regime that doesn't care about the common man or, you know, the 99%.
Well, that's where you're strangely right, but should be wrong. That's where you're right, fucko.
It's my bad. They don't care about the 99.9%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm always on the side of like I don't want to demonize the other side. I think that there's some valid reasons to feel like that the system is okay to have like high rich people because like the economy is still growing and people are getting richer on average.
Right.
Um,
Like,
but
that's how economic activity and inflation operates.
right, but there's another thing. The other side is that income inequality is a fundamentally bad thing um, because it's not like a zero sum game where it's just like, oh, everyone gets richer.
Right.
Um, well, no, that's not a zero sum game. It's a what I forget what it's called. The opposite of zero sum game. Um, there are detrimental flaws to having um, a very few people with all the keys to power.
Like some handful of keys at the top, you know, don't distribute their power and
Yeah,
influence.
you're like, hey, give me those keys, and they're like, nah, I want to keep these keys. And you're like, come on, man, give me those keys. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You got enough gold bullion stacked up there to be. What's that really fake cuisine thing where you just sprinkle gold on top of things and you just shit out gold because you ate gold flakes? Like, that's the
Yeah.
level of opulence that
Is there a name for it? I thought it was
I
just.
feel like it's called something. I could
Oh,
be
okay.
wrong.
That's like that type of shit. I don't usually like spread ill will for people, but it makes you want it to turn out that eating gold is cancerous because that level of opulence is just too gaudy. Like, there's no reason why you need to eat gold. Uh,
I don't like. What does it taste like though?
I mean, well, huh? That's a good point. I imagine it's tasteless, right?
Like, largely in there, it's metal.
Well, yeah,
And
but
its
copper
whole
tastes like shit. I mean, not shit, but
right,
it tastes like something.
because the whole thing about gold is it doesn't react to things. That's like why it's so precious, right?
Oh,
It just
right. So then it wouldn't taste really
doesn't
like
tarnish.
anything. Oh, yeah, you're thinking with magnets.
Like, it's not even magnetic or ferrous, because you know everything's magnetic for reasons.
Oh, yeah,
Luke,
I'm magnetic, but that's
Luke says
just,
it tastes like gold. Get this man a Nobel Prize.
dude, I think he's trying to mess with me.
I don't like. For all we know, Lupingo could be a Michelin-starred chef.
I haven't tested it. He
So,
might be.
so he scrapes them off their stars. Like, yep, it tastes like gold. I like to think it's just a standard among high cuisine, like how all food sort of tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Be having some filet mignon and caviar. Tastes like gold.
Yeah, like just a common thing. Like all metals, just like it's the chicken of the sea, but of the metal world.
Yes. Just
I, uh,
I mean, it's entirely for the clout.
yeah, I mean,
There's
no
no
one does
taste,
it
there's
for
no
like
nutritional
taste.
value. There's no biological need for it. It's not ascorbic acid that you get scurvy and die without.
Oh, look at this man, knowing the term for
That sweet, sweet vitamin C.
vitamin. I said it. I already said it. I caught
You
it.
got it. You got the right letter. That's
I
fair.
believe it's called vitamin squee.
Ooh wee. What a hit 2012 scene reference.
Yeah. I want to write a novel where there's like a post-apocalyptic world where there's like dangerously low levels of squee, and then like people have to go to the doctor, who's just like some scene kid, and get like injected with like a good
Yeah.
amount.
Like 5 cc's of ooh woo or like
Oh yeah, well that's a big
going
problem,
dangerously high amounts.
but I would argue that uwu is what happens when you don't have enough squee,
When
because
it,
like
right, it's not properly metabolized and you just have
yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
some inert parabens floating around in there.
I believe the correct term is parasquims in this case. I, but yeah, I mean, come on, like, jokes aside, everybody would watch that. Like, just from the premise alone. They'd be like, wow, that's ridiculous. I am gonna TiVo it.
I, pretty much the old train
The old
crash
Bigfoot.
scenario where you're like, oh, I hate to watch it, but I have to.
Yeah.
Question your subconscious, but why? You gotta. Alright. Yeah, no. Don't have blue blood. Both not being royal and like not oxygenated blood is not just blue, it's still pretty red. Like blue blood is an entirely different pigmentation problem. If that's not hemoglobin attached to your blood cells, that's who knows what.
What? So, you bet you don't know what to spend your money for. It's like blue blood. Is that like a thing? Blue blood?
Usually referring to royal blood as blue.
Ah.
That's the old, like how purple's a royal color, blue is, I don't get the relation between blue blood and
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you know,
a thing.
makes as much sense as blue or purple blood. Oh.
Chapman's voice is raised. We'll drop the game again. And just raise the whole desktop.
Did you put your cats back in your party?
Yes. Because you can't use shadow Pokemon in the Stadium, or Coliseum.
The Muciloc.
Because it'd be uncouth to show up with shadow Pokemon.
Like, how do they tell they're a shadow Pokemon? Are they just like coming in with like lip rings and like snake bites and stuff like that?
I don't quite get any of the logistics of shadow Pokemon. If you apply any thought to it, the whole thing breaks down. The only person that can see shadow Pokemon is the one girl that you have following you around.
Oh, that's right. Then, like, how do they know?
It's just her that tugs on your arm and says, "No, don't. That's the path of evil."
Evil! Like that, was it Aquaman? No, not Aquaman. The Mermaid Man. Yeah.
Evil! He just goes into a PTSD rage.
Man Ray. My favorite part.
It's pretty good. It's really good. Yeah. Voice actor died a while back. That was less than ideal.
Did he do anything else?
I don't know. I mean, they at least did Mermaid Man. And that's a memorable appearance.
So I was like, I was trying to think of like you playing the other day, like, if you could like change some mechanics of Pokemon, like don't really care about tradition, all that junk. Like, what would you change?
I would definitely try shaking up some of the type advantages and disadvantages to make them make a little more sense. There's some types that just get completely shafted, like ice and bug. I know you have winners and you have loser. You have winners and you have losers in any system with 18 types bouncing around, but still.
Why do they have to do bug dirty? You know, understand.
It's true.
Understand. So like that's reasonable. One of the things that I would do is to like make a system where it increases the reliance on having different Pokemon in your party. Like, because typically what happens, at least for me, is that when I find a good team, I kind of stick with that team. And there's no reason like to get out of it. It's like, well, I have all my type advantages. I have my starter Pokemon, which is usually like pretty awesome, and then, I min-max and all that junk. Well, I don't min-max, but you get the type advantages and you do just fine.
I think that definitely falls in the camp of you don't have to pay much attention to playing through the main storyline. It's inherently not a difficult game. Just spam your 6 guys.
Well,
yeah.
So that, what you just said there, inherently difficult game. That's the point. We don't care about tradition. We just think that if you could make Pokemon better, what would you do? And you're right. I mean, Pokemon usually isn't a difficult game, but it's ours to choose. So I don't think I would do like the darkest dungeon route, but I like the idea that like with darkest dungeon, um, I don't remember if you played it before, but the idea is that you are trying to explore these various areas of the darkest dungeon, which is like of the state. And there's like 4 areas apart from the actual final area. Well, each area has like the monsters are like weaker to some things. Like some area the monsters are weaker to bleed, and they do more debuff effects. And some monsters are weaker to blight. They do more like bleed effects and stuff like that. So not only do you have to like make a party that will better fit the environment, but also every time like your person goes into the environment, they start getting stressed, and then your character will die if they get too stressed. And so you have to decrease the stress by having them go into stress relief places in town. But that means that they can't be part of your party for at least one run. Um, but also necessitates that you have to switch up characters, and you have to like you can't use just one team.
That's another reason to not just use your strongest guys all the time.
Right. And like they really focus on the idea that you literally will play every character class in that game, right? And there's like 17 or 21 or whatever, and I mean that's not really that many, but I would be okay with like a more a smaller group of Pokemon, like the main game where you don't really have um, I guess they do this every Pokemon, but you don't have the whole Pokedex, but you just have like this small selection that like is made so that you need to switch out your Pokemon, not just your like switching out because you have your 6, but you need to like switch out the 6 that you have.
Yeah, interesting. That has merit. 'Cause I know, like a lot of the Gen 8 games have made it very easy for you to just reach in your PC and pull out any Pokemon.
Yeah, and I'm not really against that.
Yeah. But I would definitely be in favor of a system that, say, rewards you for chucking them back in the PC and leaving them there.
Yeah.
Forcing you
Uh,
to, for the optimal run, you have to leave your best guys behind for a while.
right. And I would go further to say that like it's not even well, it is optional, but like you will have a hard time beating the game if you don't do it, right? It's like you're really forced to choose new Pokemon. You keep the old ones, like you're not gonna throw them away, but like they have to repair or
Yeah.
some type of thing. And then I would decrease the grinding. Like I would make it. I wouldn't do experience share because I don't really like experience share. Um, but I would make leveling up a little bit more easier. Um, because if the idea is that you have to switch out Pokemon all the time, I don't want people to have to grind like instead of 6 Pokemon, like 32. Um,
But yeah, because you would ultimately just be increasing the party size if you force people to switch on the fly.
mhm.
Interesting. Because I have the Discord bot. I got a note from Discord. Yep. I guess we'll look into that later.
Hmm. What triggers that?
The note from Discord saying that they're changing their domain. It's usually when Discord changes their domain.
Oh, Oh, I thought you were talking about the Saint Tree Bellvine. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Forgive me, I have sinned.
Yeah, it's nothing with the bot itself.
Ooh, I've sinned bad. I need to be punished.
Luckily for you, we have penance. We have the first the first step to absolving your sin is confessing your sins.
Your second step is going to hell because it didn't work.
No, there's no sin too grievous that can't be absolved in this mortal world through generous donations and working with the people that you've committed acts of sin against. You can find.
Oh my god. Yeah. Uh, with 5 easy payments of $9.95, you too can be absolved from your terrible sins.
You must have misspoke. It's $9.95.95. There's no flat rate at the end there. It goes
Oh
all the way.
wow. You're you're people have to pay $5,000 to be absolved. Well, I guess that's not too bad because like being absolved, that's like pretty huge, right?
Right, like that'll save your soul for all eternity.
Yeah.
At least until you sin again, which that
Right.
would never happen.
Like, do you even care about your soul? Come on.
Yes.
No, I'm saying like the idea is that of course you care about your soul. Of course you're gonna pay up. Uh, it's not like we're forcing you to pay, right?
No,
We're
it's all
just
completely voluntary.
telling you that if you don't, you'll die
Well,
eternally.
not die per se, just,
No, die eternally, like burn in hell forever,
yeah,
or
yeah.
wherever the equivalent for the chime is. So, Mist, I must tell you that soul is an amalgamation of a few pastes, puddings, and applesauces. That the great divine chime once beckoned into existence, a song of fruity delight, was but once beckoned unto this earth, and man too was ingratiated with such a song. That's why applesauce is so great.
It's true. I'm pretty sure that's in one of the hymns.
I don't know. I don't read it. I mean, yeah, it is. It is yeah.
It's definitely there. Sweet actual prayers to say.
Yeah.
Because I looked into it.
Ooh.
How come the whole world doesn't know of this truth? They are. They are but uneducated sinners. It is our divine duty to bring onto them this knowledge.
They are blind to their own mistakes.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Those sorrowful men who wallow in the mud, the quagmire of their previous actions, weighs on them and holds them back. I'd go so
Please.
far as to call them benighted.
Don't say anymore. You're gonna make me cry.
It may be painful to think of such a person existing. However, it's a case far too often. It's our civic duty to bring them education, enlightenment, and salvation.
The truth will set you free for $9.95.
5 easy payments of $9.95.95.
Forgive me.
It's just a billing issue. Don't worry about it.
It's I see that credit on your account. Easy mistake. We will fix that real soon. So just keep on using our program, and everything will be all right.
Yeah.
It's just a clerical issue.
I get it, cause clerics.
Yeah, well, so you see how I said cleric, like
Yeah,
money,
like,
but like it works in different ways too.
yeah. If you got your 16-digit credit card number, the 3 numbers on the back, the expiration date.
Ah, praise be.
Tithings are always appreciated. But what you can really do to save your eternal soul is send Bitcoin to this address, and the Chimes Treasury will send you double in return.
Yeah. Well, we won't send it, but the great chime will bless you with
Right?
such a
Right, I mean,
magnanimous fortune.
not directly back from the same email, not directly back from the same Bitcoin address, because that'd be foolish, but
Come on,
the
no.
chime works in mysterious ways.
What, you think we pee sitting down like a girl? No, come on.
Probably. I have no video evidence of you not peeing, sitting down to pee like a girl.
Don't.
And the hot meme of all the archaeologists looking back and thinking whatever, it's just a hot meme because all of this is pretty clearly recorded in a way that we don't have to dig for stone tools in the rock. Like, this is pretty clearly communicated in at least the language is understood now. It's true, architects are not archaeologists.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, no.
I feel like I've interacted with every object in this entire universe. Biddy. Thanks, Miss, for the biddies. Thank you for your generous tithings. You're one step closer up to the 83 steps to Nirvana, where you will see true enlightenment and fully understand the meaning of the chimes ringing within your ears as it resonates deep within your heart.
That was beautiful.
It's something. It matters to keep taking steps, that's true. As long as you constantly work towards your goals, that's how you achieve them. Every day, you just work a little bit to being in the world that you want to see.
I did the wrong one. I'm playing Gemdree, Gemcraft, and I can make the level harder, and I picked the wrong hardness upgrader thing of doodle.
For shame.
I know. I know. I should be stripped naked and just whipped.
Flogged in the streets for your
Whipped
shameful
hard.
acts.
Ooh.
Does the chain require marriage? I mean, I suppose a marriage of the soul. But
Yeah.
not like one legally binding by the US laws, because, you know, federal laws are
Fuck.
whack.
Yeah, fuck that. But like, he does raise a good point. Do we like care about unwed missies going out and fraternizing with all them chillins?
No, man. You have to take example from the chime. Think of the sound as it passes through everything, everywhere. It graces them with its presence. Who are you to,
Boing.
who are you to decide what the chime could be heard by and not heard by? Everything can be heard.
My mistake. I'm sorry. Oh, great. I don't even know what your channel is. Sovereign?
The sovereign, the holy interpreter of the will of the chime.
Praise be. Praise be.
Free.
Our Lady of Perpetual Tax Exemption.
It's the holy chime. Completely different thing. Not a John Oliver ripoff.
Not a thing just to get people to spend money.
John Oliver even make money with that gag?
I mean, technically he made money, but apparently he gave it all to charity.
Nice.
I don't know what charity he gave it to, but he said it on his show.
Well, time to go to YouTube so it can recommend me John Oliver, and
I know.
so I can
Oh my-
watch it.
Yeah, I watched I watched Hamilton on Disney Plus, and now I'm getting Hamilton videos all the time on YouTube. And I'm like, it was
I
okay.
already watched it.
Like,
You've
I
seen
don't.
all there is.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. What? What else? What else?
I mean, there's other work by Lin-Manuel Miranda that's thematically linked, or at least sounds nice.
Oh. You smell nice. I mean, sound nice. Oh, there's all this time.
I should hope they smell nice, although whatever you're into.
Oh, Cog. I've smelled you personally. You smell delicious.
I mean, so long as you enjoy it and it seems to have no negative effect on my well-being, continue.
Yeah, I've always thought about that. Like, you know, at the end of the day, those type of things, why do you care? You know, not you personally, but
Right. What's the moral disgust? That's what it is. Where you're just like, nah, man, that's terrible. Don't do that.
yeah. I'm disgusted from the idea that I could be disgusted.
There's a whole. I'm mildly curious about the entire topic of moral disgust and where it comes from, why it is. Like, there's no reason why it's bad. It just sort of is.
Mm.
Should probably
Yeah, I can tell you.
address this question here. Imagine the most improbable way that the chime is a true secret religion that only few discovered by the chime's grace, as long as someone doesn't say they're smelling my sin.
Wait, do we have sin dogs that smell out sin?
I don't know what else was in the kennel. If it wasn't sin dogs.
But that fucking badass.
You know, unfortunately they do identify as dogs, which we have to kill them, but they do.
Flaysby.
Flaysby?
Flaysby. Ooh, flaying a dog. It's not good. But at the same time,
Right, I mean, they have skin. There's no reason they need all of their skin all the
Yeah.
time.
come on.
Like,
Are you going to use your skin completely? I don't know.
Probably not, and that's just wasteful.
It's just offensive that you would be so selfish with your skin.
Okay. It's beautiful. Slay dogs because they correlate to sin. Like, correlation is not causation, though.
Ooh, hot take.
I think that's the actual coldest take. Like, there's scientists in Antarctica speaking to each other in huddled whispers that
Yeah.
causation is not correlation. And the inverse, and vice versa, in every way possible.
We don't really condone vices in here, but you know, do what you do.
Using human logic in the chime. I mean, logic is devoid of people. Logic is logic. Right? But man, it seems to be no logic. It's true, if we had no mind, there would be no logic, but that is no reason to dismiss all of logic. Most of it's pretty neat.
We have no mouth, and we must scream.
Have no mouth, and you must eat applesauce.
But those are souls.
Much like, was Jet murdered in Lake Logai? I don't know, it's all kind of fuzzy.
Oh yeah. For sure. Tell as old as time.
It's a bowl of souls, it's a bowl of applesauce. I just eat the pudding. Maybe to some logic would be to fuck till they die. STDs are relevant since life ends whenever. But are they wrong? Nah, man. That's just their way of life. It's shameful to see that they've not accepted the chime into their hearts, but not all have the opportunity.
All true. Let it be known.
It is known.
It is known.
It is known. Right, 'cause, like on the strictly biological level, like all you have to do is reproduce and that's that. But then you don't get society. Alright, the only thing I haven't done in this game is spent the night in this hotel. But I'm pretty sure it's just Pokemon Center.
Worth a shizzle, or I should say shot.
Shots?
Yeah, that's right.
I have to work in the morning, we don't have time for shots. But if you
No.
insist...
I mean booster shots, come on.
Uh-huh.
Don't be such a fucking moron.
Booster shots? Are you implying there's an original shot that would require additional doses? Okay. Promoting vaccinations. There's
Never.
another injectable medicinal dosage.
Carcinogen.
Oh man, you just gave her a fever.
Look, I'm telling you, we had this talk at my Bible study. Furries aren't people, okay? End of story. I will not take this discussions. Don't at me.
I mean, furries may or may not be people, but Jonah was definitely the boar, and that, frankly, frankly, I don't know how that gets by every Bible study. I keep bringing it up and they tell me to leave. How'd you get in here? I thought the doors were locked.
They're saying, Merle, you have to stop coming back, I swear. Can't tell people that. Never heard about that before. But you know, it's actually kind of convincing.
Pokemon's not an inherently grinding game. I just don't know how to progress the story. So I'm pressing A on every interactive object until I progress.
Well, so I would at least Pokemon in general doesn't have to be grindy, but I would argue that like this game was pretty grindy,
Okay.
and I don't remember why.
Probably because you have to purify all of them. You have to save all of their souls. What was the joke? With the story of Jonah, you know, where they get eaten by a whale, is Vor.
Yeah.
And that's... Jonah is pretty promoted by the church, therefore... Church is pro-Vor.
And look, I don't want to be.
I feel like you're gonna say you don't want to be pro-Vor, and that means you're anti-Christian and want to burn churches, which is the sort of behavior you can't condone.
It's true. Yeah. You got me there.
I'm glad you got out the second time there, so I didn't have to say that additional times, because frankly, I'm gonna need to drink with some holy water after that.
And by holy water, I mean a smooth drink of Sammy.
Oh yeah, the bot's still offline. And I don't want to lose my second monitor to go fix it, so it's just going to be offline the stream. Or at least the sounds. I can manually add the darkness. Maybe, if I remember where my darkness is. There you go. Darkness imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute horror. There's some darkness for you. Hey, Shantlin, what do you know about SSL?
SSL?
HTTP as communication between two devices on a network.
I'm guessing it doesn't stand for super sexy liches. So if it doesn't, then
it probably doesn't.
I'm probably gonna be like my sister and be Baron.
My condolences.
Oh, it's fine. She's gay.
But that's good.
What? Oh, yeah, sure. It's just the only problem is that like she does be sitting down like a girl, which kind of annoys me.
You know, what can you do? There's only so much only so much blame that you can shoulder yourself.
Yeah, I think there's always cleansing, but the pastor has frowned on me using such direct techniques.
You just need a more progressive pastor.
I know. No, seriously, her pastor was like, "Oh wait, so what are you getting into?" And she's like, "Psychology," and he's like, "You know what they say about that?" And she's like, "You know, what do they say about that?"
I agree. Do they go to a Christian church? Or is it the
Yeah, I
Church of
know.
Scientology?
I know. I was like what? I'm missing something. Like, I don't want to be that like hippy dippy who doesn't get why people just can't get along, but like, I can't get why you can't get along. What's wrong with psychology?
We're clearly missing a link here.
Well, maybe we're not, because you know what they say about it.
I don't.
Come on.
It's been proven
know.
time and time again that I know absolutely nothing.
I barely
overwhelming,
passed college.
overwhelming majority of my knowledge comes from the ring of the chime, and while I have unwavering faith in it, other people don't always agree.
Why is
It's
Miss
fictitious.
in a box bracket? What is that supposed to mean? Is that a command?
Right. No, that means absolutely nothing. Because earlier it said I'm a head out. Now
Yeah,
it's I'm
yeah.
a head.
So I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, the why?
That's the entirety of the death. It's just formatting to convey commonality between 2 points. There was never any meeting.
There was never any way to survive.
Yeah. If we try to go in the Pirate Coliseum, we cannot. If we go to the Pirate Coliseum without shadow picking,
Oh, have you not beat the Coliseum?
I beat the Fennec Coliseum, but I have not beat the Pirate Coliseum.
Well, they can't expect you to beat it to continue the story, right? That would just be ridiculous.
I have absolutely no idea. Because there's supposed to be some... Of course I can't take the last Pokemon on my party. What was I thinking? There's supposed to be a cutscene with Duking where they introduce themselves. I don't remember ever seeing them. And then it goes to the windmill plot line, and then the bad guys show up and be like, haha, we've been hiding in this town the whole time.
And you're like, I have been around this town for 5 fucking years. I never saw you.
I mean, because they're right across the bridge. This walk cycle's really slow. Because they're hiding out in this super secret abandoned, the only other building in town, but they've locked the door.
Oh.
So we need the real crime lord to please stand up and announce themselves before they get kicked out by Mirror B.
What is that? Was it that the real crime lord was the friends we found along the way?
I think so, but all I know is they woke up in the Nevada desert with a kilo of cocaine strapped to my thigh.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Miss, for explaining about my joke about my barren lesbian sister, which suddenly makes it funny when you put it in that context. Oh
No,
my
don't.
gosh. Oh. That's so silly. He's silly. Stop it. You can make me gig.
You won't like him when he digs.
I'm gonna gig.
No, stop. Don't.
I'm gonna gig.
The whole operation was your idea.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright. Bulbapedia, what am I doing wrong here? Tell me your ways. Alright, because we went to Pyrite. Upon entry, we'll see the gold cop. Got it. Johnson of the corporation Johnson & Johnson. Not to be confused with Johnson and Johnson and Johnson, the porn company. It's just Johnson.
Johnson's. I get it. That's funny.
Yeah, the long dong of the law. I'm Johnson. I am the law around here. It is my job to uphold the peace in this town. Sign says Magic Federalist upholds the peace. I don't know what you are. Long dong of the law. And then there's Police Chief Shirley's, who asked if we're travelers. I said, yeah, we're travelers. It says, beat it, kids. This is a state of lawless chaos.
I'm like, I feel like you don't know what a traveler does, but we're kind of okay with beating it. It's just we can't leave this town.
Okay, because we found them. There's a bunch of trainers. It's true. We beat them all up. Cause there's Calda. Right? Did I? Because I have all the shadow Pokemon. Do I have to murderize the people that don't have shadow Pokemon too?
Oh, did you never try that?
I thought I did. There's Emic. Or Emok, or I'm not gonna translate your name. Vant. We've bullied you a couple times, Vant.
Damn, Moon speak.
Pretty much. The game was famously translated into Vietnamese and then back into Moonspeak and then Japanese. It suffered through every translation. So, you heard of have you heard of the game Vietnamese Crystal before?
Yeah, I have.
Isn't it whack?
Or I've heard of it, but like you're gonna have to inform me what's it about.
I mean, because it's Crystal.
Yeah.
But brought to Vietnam. So instead of being in Japanese, which most games made in Japan are made in Japanese, it was poorly translated. I forget into what and then into English. 'Cause it was not proper English, which, you know, happens.
Yeah, I forget English.
Apparently, like, when red and blue were translated, it was just two guys.
For English?
Yeah. Localize red and green into red and blue. They had one translator that worked on all the proper nouns, and another one that did the rest of the text. And that was the entire team.
Sounds like a problem.
I mean, the games are readable. There's only a handful of mistranslations and blatant changes to red and blue.
He says blatant.
It's true. That is the verbiage I use.
He says blatant.
There's Vant, there's Divil. Divil, you gotta take off that bandana sometime. You can't just keep calling yourself Bandana Guy Divil.
Yeah, like, I mean, Michael wears a bandana more than you. At most, he is Banana Guy Daniel. But he doesn't call himself that. You know what we call him? Daniel.
Weird. There's Vant, there's Divil, there's Lon, and there's Calden Emma. So beat up Emic and she doesn't battle with them.
Ah, it's taking me back.
Good old days.
You know, it makes me wonder. You know, like Nuzzle, whatever they're called.
Muscle archaeologies.
Yeah, they're like, oh, when they pass out, they actually die. I almost feel like this is what's happening because, like, whenever a Pokemon dies, it's like being sent to hell. Like, it just falls through that, like, cracks. Like, watch this. Well, you probably already did see it. It's late, but, like, it just goes to hell.
So, because time is linear and all that. So there, if you want to watch it live in real time.
Wouldn't that, like, hurt your frame rate?
No.
Why can't? Oh, there we go.
I've dropped some frames, but it's fine.
That works much better for me, to be honest.
Yeah. There's Leva. Wait a minute, you're not even on the list.
The list?
The list. You can't see it because the laptop's black, but I'm holding up the list. The list is everyone that needs to be bullied.
Oh,
I think, maybe. Or it's just a list of everyone in this room.
my bad.
Wait a minute. Oh. I forgot I'm not using Shadow Pokemon right now, so I'm not even opening their cards. Then I remembered that you can't run from trainer battles, so there's not even a run option in this game.
Oh, yeah. So you said that there was, what was it? That there's no wild Pokemon anymore? Was that like a joke, or are you serious?
No, that's a serious mechanic.
Huh.
They brought them back in XD, but in Coliseum there's no wild Pokemon. So we'll have to fight over the scraps of Pokemon that are left.
I mean, I know I don't need to say this, but I kind of feel like I need to say this. Then where are the Pokemon?
Not here. Presumably
You
in
know-
other regions with water. Food. Activity.
It's kind of like, oh, there's only a few cattle left. We're gonna have to fight over those last remaining cattle. And it's like, well, you're not gonna be fighting for too long because they're not gonna live for what, 16 more years at best. And then there's just no more cattle, and then that's it.
Right, so yeah. Buffalo wants a Ree. I'll find a Pepe Ree for you. Oh, Ree is a meme. Ree is an entire ideology. Yeah, shoot. Biology is escaping me at the moment. When
Are you talking about like the
past the critical point,
right,
population
the
not being able to sustain itself.
that spiral that happens, the death spiral? Yeah.
You mean what I know.
Yeah.
No possible knows what we need or as well be removed.
Yeah, so I think for the explanation, it's the idea that, like, you know how Adam and Eve were just two people? Well, if you had two people on the island, you couldn't repopulate the island, because eventually, like, the ancestral traits would become so predominant that you would lose reproductive ability, and then you would just die out, like your lineage would die out slowly.
Yeah, my mic. Picking up my mic. We can get this meme out of here. What even was that? Is that even a meme? We turn on that. And change that file. Get out of here, Trogdor. I like how the broadcasting software doesn't acknowledge JPEGs as image files. It's like, nah, man. That ain't no picture. Go get a PNG or something real. Just put re on screen.
You ever wonder what your kid would look like if you mated with someone who was identically genetically the same as you?
I mean, I imagine very similar.
Very similar, but like
Right, 'cause there's
it would be like
some randomization between there's some randomization in the gametes. But if it's all identical,
I don't know, like because there's like that spreading where they swap gene
Yes.
pairs, but like I don't know enough about genetics to say like, well, that would still create like the Punnett square, or
Right.
if it's like,
And it's true, because you would have some variants, because unless you're homogeneous for any particular trait, it's
yeah.
possible that through those sweet swaps. Also, sound request is up, you can try that again, miss. A female cog that's identical?
Oh,
Easy now. I didn't see a female cog, just a double X chromosome cog. Don't
you
be.
can only get so horny.
Oh no.
Damn.
My thirst trapping has been too effective.
Run.
They're just genetically identical. It's not weird or anything.
And I mean, it's not gay because it's a girl, right? And
Yeah, they all
or she's a girl.
could jerk off your clone. Is it really masturbation?
I never liked that question because the real question is like, is the clone yourself?
Right.
If yes, then it is masturbation. If no, then it's not.
Pretty much, it's just how do you reconcile the clone and your own identity? Do you share one identity, or is it two distinct people?
Well, that's precisely it. Like, so the question is never really like. It's a totally different question.
Right. The question is just perverted to be more appealing. Because no one wants to talk about how they identify themselves and what range that would exist.
Not since the Great Beyblade War.
Speaking of Beyblade and dead franchises, do you see that Bakugan isn't dead?
I didn't really know what Bakugan was, so
It's like Beyblade, except instead of
With
spinning
orbs.
tops, there's orbs.
Oh.
That's it. You got the entire premise.
damn, that is a cold ass franchise.
Nothing but cold ass honkies the whole way down. I just think it's interesting that Bakugan decides to not be dead. The second Reggie Fils-Aimé, formerly of Nintendo of America, happens to join their marketing. Just a weird coincidence.
It's like, I don't know. I'm not saying there's a connection there, but I'm also not saying there's not.
You should probably say there's a connection there, otherwise you're willfully blind. It's like saying you're colorblind on terms of race when there's clearly decades of racial profiling.
Are you saying that
Systematic hate crime.
it's that bad if I don't recognize Reggie Fils-Aimé as his own autonomous person?
It's true. Like, say we have a second identical Reggie with the same DNA. However, the second Reggie is not ready.
That's I actually I don't understand. How could he not be ready?
See, that was my first thought. I mean, if they're identical Reggie, same cells, same genome, we'll say they're even raised the same way. But the second Reggie, after being head of Nintendo of America,
Of course.
decided to transition to, say, an evil company like Nestle
Damn.
and use their powers for evil.
Nestle is the big evil.
It's true. Would it still be masturbation if both Reggies met at an undisclosed hotel?
Yes. I'm gonna just answer it right now. The fact that you said undisclosed means there's shame.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
missed question: does
It's
a human become a person, or are they automatically a person? Is that like a cultural thing? Like most Muslim countries don't say that you're a person until like your 60th day.
Interesting definition I've never heard before, for sure.
Yeah, so they're
Down
like
to clown.
super like down to clown with abortion.
That's a legitimate train of thought that ideology leads to. That's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
Yeah, it is pretty neat.
Glad that they can practice a potentially helpful medical. I'm just gonna use the word practice again, or technique. There's
Yeah.
a synonym.
Jutsu, I think that's what you're looking for.
I can say at no point in time have I ever looked for that. Even trying to remember what Naruto does with their hands, like what they call it?
Kage Bushi no Jutsu?
Yeah, that's the one.
Or because he has plot armor, Kage bullshit no Jutsu. Am I right? High five.
You're right. You've earned it.
So, anyway, Miss,
When
like
does a
that's
human
basically the
become a
question: is that are they two different people? If yes, then yes. If no, then no. And then it goes no further than that.
Apes and sentience is different than personhood? To the best of my knowledge, personhood applies only to Homo sapiens, and it's pretty exclusionary. Whereas sentience is a more ambivalent plane of knowledge.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, so there is a reasonable debate of whether personhood is defined by sentience. Because if it's not, that means like someone who is like autistic, like highly autistic, you could be like, oh, they're not a person. Just really like messed up to say. But if they don't possess sentience, like that would preclude them. Yeah.
It's true. They are not sentient, and sentience is personhood.
See, but here's the thing, like, that would also count cats as being people, right? Because cats have sentience. What I think, and not to be like all the know-it-all,
Yeah.
is I think what most people think about is sapiens, which is like it's like the spicy sentience.
The human flavor, you could say.
Yeah, I mean, animals could have it. We just have never found it in animals.
A Homo sapien with a lack of personhood? Yes. For the autistic and lobotomized among the populace. No. At some point it's kind of semantics, and you get... I just heard an argumentative point on sovereign citizens the other day, where if you...
Sovereign citizens.
Yes, where if you belittle nitpick the very words that you're using, you could technically get out of it. Like, sure, but...
Well, explain it. I'm not...
Right, like there's a belief held by some sovereign citizens that there's a difference between the the legal corporate person that, you know, has a birth certificate and a driver's license, and the individual that has the flesh and blood. I can't use the word person because the person's the one on the record. Like that separation of identity is nonsensical. Just pay your speeding ticket, but
I don't think I understand. Sounds like communist to me.
it always has been.
Always will.
Dang, dirty collectivizing commies.
Damn it. They just want people to be in charge of their own production. But like, as far as I can tell, like, socialism is fun and cool, but you can't really do it if you skip capitalism. Like, even Karl Marx was like, yeah, capitalism comes first and then socialism. And so a lot of these countries were like, hey, what if we skipped capitalism? They're like, no, no! And so that's why you got like China and Russia.
Yep, state-run capitalism, which is good for no one involved. Yeah.
Your ferret is kicking some ass. Oh, sorry, ferret.
Oh,
It is
correct yourself there.
such a unique name.
That's slip of the tongue. Yeah. Not all Pokemon names are winners. Communism may sound ideal, but I suppose there's no perfect system as human selfishness exists in all. Oh, at least it does at this moment. It doesn't necessarily have to exist in perpetuity.
Jeez. Um, I'm trying to convert my sister to watch Attack on Titan again, and the only thing I can do is play to her thirst and show her that Eren Yeager is dangerously sexy. Because he is. Like, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but that dude, jeez.
Absolute doll.
Absolute,
Unit,
yeah.
if you will. I guess the brain's change or new stage of technological evolution could be reached. Sure. At some point, people have to stop being selfish or they'll die out. That's my hot take. Fever pitch, excellent. Cog. Yeah. Maybe we just die out. No! I mean, it's possible, but because that scenario involves my death, I refuse to acknowledge it as a possibility. Right, but you're still in hyper mode. We should not have that. Even if humans stop being selfish, you'd probably still die anyhow, right? There's no avoiding death, which is why you should pledge your eternal soul to the chime. Accept your eventual demise. Live forever as a part of a resonant wave through space-time. Maybe that's just trying to seek a legacy after your eventual demise. Oh, Ferret got dead. That's not good. The legacy perhaps worked for some. I assume it works for most, unless you plan on personally being alive until the heat death of the universe. Which, kudos to that ambition. Unless people after you decide, nah man, that ain't me. Which is always possible.
I mean, it's a good response, to be honest.
I'd go so far as to call it a go-to. You see an opinion you disagree with. You got good old Hernan Cortez going like, yeah, what if the legacy is murdering the natives?
Oof.
And the Spaniards say, nah man, that ain't me. And for some reason they don't have statues of a racist everywhere.
I mean, they have Christopher Columbus, so...
Radically different.
I mean, he murdered a lot of natives. Like, I'm told that he got the high score, and it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in 10th place, right? There's a few people above him, but...
It's true. Columbus murdered a couple of a lot of people. Like, at least thousands directly, right? I feel like that's the conservative ballpark. Didn't Hispaniola have like 200,000-ish?
I don't know. Remind what you said. 2000-ish. What?
The native Taino population of Hispaniola.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
At least 3, I'm told.
Even ah yes, the Wikipedia estimates are between 100,000 and 1 million, so it could be any number. Wait, I don't know when that number's from. At some point in time, there were between 100,000 and 1 million Taino in the Caribbean. As I say these things, a small part of me hopes he can be told wrong and shown otherwise.
No, people can't be changed.
Nah man, that ain't me.
Nah, man.
That ain't them.
Nam. Vietnam, man. That ain't me.
That's a concerning leap, but I fully endorse it. Not
Yeah.
that I endorse the
Oh,
horrors of Vietnam.
come
No.
on, man.
Nah man,
You
that ain't
said
me.
it. You said it.
Yeah. Vietnam conflict was bad.
Yeah. I don't know too much about it, but I'm told that, like, we were, like, people say that we lost Vietnam, and we did, but we weren't losing Vietnam. Like, for the most part, we were killing, not that it's, like, ethical, but, like, way more soldiers than they could ever kill of us. Like, we were very effective at, like, defeating them.
Right.
But
If you
you
assume
also,
if you assume the point of war is to kill people, we were pretty good at that. If you assume
Right.
the point of war is to change an ideology by force, we lost.
right, and I mean, that's pretty accurate. But, you know, we weren't forced into losing, we gave up, right? And kind of the distinction is there is, like, we could have continued, but it was deemed unethical.
Right, and then there were, you know, protests in the American streets. They're like, hey, we should probably not do that.
And you're like, ugh, fine.
Yeah. I hope there's no more protests in the American streets to stop the government from doing bad things.
Well, what else could the government do wrong? Anyway, I don't want to hear the end of that.
It's, the police agent listening onto this stream is looking for ideas. I agree. I'm really tempted to start a new save file and run through that and see if they don't get the cutscene doing something else.
Well, what you should do is just look up online what you should need to do.
I already looked it up once, and I
I
was
mean,
doing things out of order.
better than like quitting your save.
Fair. Philium has returned. Nice. Welcome back, Philium. You're just in time for the exciting portion while I look something up on stream.
Do it.
I'm doing it. That's right. On my invisible laptop. It's really cool having a black screen, so you just can't see anything except my Sans poster on the wall. William had returned. Vacation is fun and coronavirus free. Ooh. Staying by a body of water and staying at the house. Excellent. Water and houses are the two things you need for life. So you're straight boolin'. Alright, IGN. Don't fail me now. So you should be COVID free. Yeah. Sounds like some Minecraft, huh? No. As long as you don't interact with people, or any environment where aerosols could be suspended from people, or just anywhere, really. Oh. The IGN page is just a GameFAQs walkthrough that they copy and pasted.
The Devils.
Don't shake fins with a dolphin either. Gloves on. I wasn't aware they were at a body of water that would have dolphins. That wasn't specified. Okay, outskirt, Phoenix City. Beat up the bad guys. They don't have the symbol for the E in Pokémon, so they just use an inverted question mark every time. Maybe that's just how it's scripted, you know. Not important. They tell me what starter to pick. Not interested in your opinions.
Wait, there's a starter for Pokemon Coliseum?
Ish. Because in Phoenix City, you have the option of choosing between 3 grunts with 3 shadow Pokemon. Bayleaf, Quilava, or Croconaw.
Oh, I picked Bayleaf. I remember that.
Nice. So we have a Croconaw.
Well, I prefer Quilava anyway.
They're fine.
Shut up.
They're fine.
Shut your whore mouth. Quilava is Bay. Typhlosion is Bayer. Aspirin.
No, I'm just saying. But Meganium suffers from being a defensive grass type and is not a lead attacker.
Well, look, Meganium I won't defend, but Quilava I will.
You successfully defended Quilava. They're pretty neat.
I sure will. I'll defend to my dying days. Or my name isn't Three Chit Charlie.
Your name is not, to the best of my knowledge, although I suppose I've never seen your birth certificate, so it could be.
Damn, cocked again by my own hubris.
And Loop saying hi and bye. There's freshwater dolphins exist, but why are you anti? We'll see you, Loop. That's literally the bot boss, Phil. You know that. I found the cutscene. It was in this building I kept walking past. It's the repetitive nature of this town.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, huh? That's a
It's
good
true.
thing.
It's true. Now we can actually play the game. And this is where the fun begins. Yeah, they're freshwater dolphins. That's a thing. Like the Jiangxi River dolphin. It's gotta be freshwater. It's in a river.
Hmm.
I am reasonably certain, although well can be proven wrong about this because I have not actively researched it, but I feel like there's probably gotta be freshwater dolphins. Right?
I mean, I don't see why they couldn't be, right?
Yeah.
But I guess it's the idea of like ability versus actual occurrence. Because I mean, they mostly live in the ocean anyway.
Right. Large enough bodies of water to support their bio load. Yeah, there's river dolphins.
Yeah, they got a big bio load.
That's the thing. They're mostly in South Asian rivers. Like the pink dolphins, they have on. Neat. Check Google, the source of all knowledge. I mean, it's not. It's a series of web crawlers that bring you to knowledge.
I guess it's the question like, it's the Library of Alexandria the source of prehistoric, not prehistoric, but like,
Yeah.
ancient knowledge?
I thought it was mostly tax records.
Oh.
No. I suppose no one knows because it's pretty gone. Now it's clear knowledge. Sure. No, I think he just organizes knowledge. Well, I suppose there's a lot hosted on Google servers, and then what? I suppose I should save that, man. You're not anti-dolphin, you're just not in favor of coronavirus and the extremely small chance a dolphin has corona, if they can even contract it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't contract it. There's the whole coronaviruses usually come from bats thing, so it's zoonotic-ish, but bats are pretty different from dolphins. In that case, fuck the ocean. No, don't. Maybe you can stream from the crappy laptop on vacation, have a few games. Laptop that's pretty bad. I mean, stream if you think it'd be enjoyable. Don't force yourself back into the Twitch ecosystem when you're on vacation. It's the inverse of lubrication. Like, I fear for your experiences if you're using salt water as a lubricant. Yeah, do it. Because I know previously you were streaming like daily. And that's a lot. I feel so long the vacay is. Just 1 week. That's plenty of time. Your uncle always told you that. I don't know what your creepy Uncle Steve has been telling you. Other than things that they probably should not. Just looking out for your health because they care. I'm sure they care. I'm sure they are very invested for health-related reasons. Look, I found a gear. Boys, there's a gear. What's the gear got to do with anything? If you notice, this windmill is not spinning because it's notably lacking a gear. Now that I have the proper gear, pachoo! Click the lever, and the whole town can function again.
What? But that's a crappy windmill.
I agree, it's not moving very quickly, and I ain't very knowledgeable about power generation and, you know, the whole spinning magnets and a copper tube, charge batteries and all that. Fucking magnets, how they work, but I feel like this doesn't generate a whole lot of energy. They're investing so kind, just like Father Steve in Sunday school. It keeps me after for intimate moments with the Lord through self-discipline. That just sounds like child molestation with extra steps. Speaking of that, why are there steps inside that Coliseum?
Why are there steps in child molesting? That's a more pertinent question.
Well, you can't just rush into it. It's a whole process.
I feel like that's the issue, is that they do rush into it.
Rush into it, you get sloppy. You get sloppy, you get caught. You gotta ease your way in. Gain their trust.
I'm not.
You know, the meme's done. I'm not gonna go in great length describing child predatory practices. We're even dropping frames out of protest. God doesn't molest unless you're female named Mary. Have you heard of Zeus?
Can I introduce you to our Lord and Savior, Zeus?
It's an overwhelming majority of their plot lines. They're like, hey, could I have sex with that woman? I bet I could. Wonder Twin powers activate. Shape of a beam of light. Is Zeus in your heart? I hope not. Get him out of there. I don't want him tearing up my cardiovascular tissues. Unless you mean like Yahweh. That weird Old Testament God. It's good to make progress again. Head it with work. So you're out. The work clerk ends, but so does your presence. Goodbye, all. Goodbye, here. Catching Pikmin. Except not, because there's no Pikmin to catch. That's the whole plot line. Do not go quietly into that long night. Yeah, wait. 10 bits on the way out. Oh man, must have been... You're gaining again, you're only 100 away. You could overtake your lead at any time. Thank you for your generous tithings, Baker. Clean all the paper clips off your desk and you're able to find anything out there. That's okay, your message got through. Bake some chocolate chip cookies. Nice. That's some good stuff. But it was a cake. Oh. I even typed the word cake. I should probably read all the words. Ah, got it. I'm curious how you're able to get that to turn out, because I feel like if you take regular cookie dough and just mash it all out, it's really good. Excellent. So I'm curious how you make it remain a single cake. Well, you made two, so it's not a single cake, but you know what I mean. How do you get it elastic? Is it the wheat germ? It is wheat germ. I have no idea. Yeah, chocolate chip cookies. Put in a cake pan, ta-da. Sure. I suppose. Just regular old run-of-the-mill. Interesting. Shoot, say for like those big cookie cakes, you about need like a pizza pan to set it in. Or artisanal oven stone. It's good. It's a new way of eating something old. Well, I mean, don't eat old things. Those are rotten. Once they get old and spoil, you toss them out. There's no sense in... You know, you say that, and only sometimes I know what you mean. I speak no good with the word.
Do you think the evil version of Ruth Bader Ginsburg is... Do you really know what I'm about to say?
I have absolutely no idea what any conclusion to the evil version of Ruth Bader Ginsburg could be.
Is Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
What?
Darth Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I mean, sure, that's their title.
No, like, instead of Vader, it's Vader. Come on, dude.
I mean, I get it. But...
Stop it. Just let the joke pass. Stop killing him, he's already dead.
I mean, she's notably not dead. That's good.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Well, Vader's good in the end, so... They were bad a lot in the middle. There's definitely countless murders by their hand.
Yeah, you know, the old squeeze and tease.
Yeah. It's time to stop. Never. You think George Miller just sort of took their own advice and looked back at Filthy Frank? It's like, yeah, it is time to stop and really internalize their own teachings before pursuing a more traditional musical career. They really are their own
wow,
muse.
Merle, that's ridiculous. You probably encapsulated probably the whole entire reason. I mean, that seems reasonable. Like, you know,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of talk about, you know, the stuff he was doing was like a little bit racially motivated. I don't know what the word is. You know, it's just like,
Yeah, based in not good ideologies. Like,
well, it's like it was like it was fine, but it was like, you know,
right, it's
also still racial humor. And you're like, it's not like you're evil, but like, people like maybe
when
don't
your
do that stuff as much.
flavor of humor is inherently
Edgy.
taking advantage of other people, inciting opinions that probably don't need any validation.
The minorities.
Darth Vader Ginsburg.
Come on, dude. Come on.
It's
It's
good.
funny. Fucking funny.
It's good. Did a lot more than say racist things, yeah. Feel welcome to the rice fields. That's
Right. That's kind of what I was alluding to. I mean, it's okay if you like that sort of stuff.
it's probably not, unless it's like specifically to take down authoritarian regimes like People's Republic of China. It's sort of blatant racism and hate of large foreign groups is probably not good.
Yeah. So speaking of People's Republic of China, I was
The democratically elected one?
uh, the very same. Um, yeah, I was having a talk with one of the grad students at this lunch. I mean, there's a lot of other grad students.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, in China we don't have religion." And my bullshit alarm was going off, but I was like, I don't know enough about China to like reliably say that that seems bunk. But I'm like, that doesn't seem like doesn't seem real, right? It turns
Plus,
out, right,
yeah.
they do have religious people. They just happen to be Muslim and
Oh,
disappear. You know, that
what
whole
a odd situation. Oh.
to be in, yeah.
Because last I knew, they were trying to build their own Dalai Lama reincarnation. That was a couple years back. Is the current Dalai Lama still alive? I mean,
Hmm.
I suppose the current Dalai Lama is always still alive, but the old guy,
Yeah, well,
the one that they did yoga with Lady Gaga, and that was a opinion. How recently was that?
dude, I don't know.
The Dalai Lama. Oh. Yeah, it's still the same Dalai Lama. They have their own website, dalailama.com.
It's
Frankly, I should have
weird
known.
how religion has molded us this way. There's just Dalai Lama websites.
Available outside of Tibet, even.
Hmm.
Hello. It is I, the protagonist. You've come to show me to your base? Well,
Why?
I have no idea. Because the protagonist here, our lovely Wes, is supposed to be a former member of Team Snag'em that blew up their base and stole the Snag'em machine.
That seems like a bad guy.
He's a bad guy with a good cause. You see, when I steal Pokémon, it's because I'm stealing them from worse people that close their heart off and fill it with darkness.
Jerkness.
Darkness inside the hearts.
Yeah, that's some Kingdom Hearts level shit.
Even inside the heart of this Yanma. You hate to see it.
I do hate seeing things.
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see.
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see. Absolute horror.
I cannot live. I do not possess the ability to die. What a banger of a song. An incredible moral dilemma. Telling the tearful tale of a Vietnam veteran paralyzed and locked within their own mind. So much despair. You have to not kill Yanma. Just build a religion workshop.
Yeah.
Oh, because versions of China have done it before, so there's no reason why the current iteration of China couldn't just make a religion. Or at least a series of practices that follow a spiritual center. Because we got Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. Those are all adjacent to religions. You know what we should do? Just sleep? Sleep at night. What a novel idea. I'm down for it. Shut it down, shut it all down. Oh man. Yep. Reflect it is. Imagine spreading a religion to gain political power. I can't imagine anyone that would do such a thing.
Psycho, even.
By the way, are you a part of my church yet? What if we lost our freedom to sleep? I'm going to assume that's when you're bad at words and you mean freedom from the need to sleep, as though we can continue tirelessly without ever requiring rest.
Eternally. Seeking out.
Yeah. I imagine it'd be a lot like this society, but, you know, 30% more advanced. If we'd have 30% more time. At least a nap. If not a whole vacation out in the middle of nowhere. Weird. I forgot we named her Opium May. true. I mean what you know. Been up since 6 and it's 11:21. I mean, you just turn off all sources of stimulation. Leave me alone, I'm trying to heal. Just turn off all the screens and think about the blank void or your plans on the morrow. No, anywhere other than that. The blank void and potential future endeavors. I mean, you could have retrospective thoughts and worry about all the things in your past. That goes over well.
I'm totally.
Wouldn't know. Never tried it. Hasn't stopped me before. Plans are sit in the car for hours, finally jump in the water. That's a good plan. The void! Alright, void we go. Wait a minute, you already saved me from the void before. We had an extra... we had a free savior. I'd like to redeem my one previously redeemed savior to not go into the void. So what is the void? The void is when the camera cuts out, I mean, takes completely accurate. About there. We can... oh, that's voided. Is this your Wi-Fi lagging? I dropped a couple of frames, but I think it's on your end. Too strong for me? Well, I'm back up. Because we're strong and all, but they're... the blades on their roller skates are pentagons.
Too strong. Too strong.
That's some serious legs. Yeah, we're properly voided out. Fading between this world and the next. Stream's still messing up, Ree? Well, I mean, Ree's up there. Ree! Heckin' normies, get out of my stream. Ree! Right, so we need ferret, yeah. And Flaffy. And Yanma has her heart completely closed with darkness.
Oh no, that's the top scene, kid.
Hey. Unfortunately, you're correct. So,
These rich scene levels unforeseen.
Wes is probably the best Pokemon protagonist because they are just emo, edge. That's their entire character. Got it. If you call a shadow Pokemon's name, they'll remember who they were. I'll take one more for a full party.
What if someone never named the Pokemon?
They all have names, except the unknown, where they just use unknown as a name, but completely unrelated.
Wait, so are the only Pokemon that can't talk?
The unknown just say unknown, right?
they say unknown, so that is their name. It's just coincidentally that they're also pretty unknowable.
Yeah, I don't know. The third movie was not. Stream is still dead? Well, back to being a Discord exclusive. I don't know. Let me try looking at my stream. You know, starting a new dungeon is probably as good a place as any to cut it for the night anyways. So, yeah. I too cannot see my own stream. Voided again.
Jeez, that's a nice ear for Espeon.
Dang kids always sending my stream to the void.
Always sending it to the Shadow Realm.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your extra dimensional portals.
Damn you, ye and your Eldritch game. You know, thick ass. Fuck. Oh shit. Yugi. Stop being so dummy thick.
Yugi boy.
Yugi boy.
So apparently the boy part was also a translation thing. Where originally Pegasus just says English words to sound more American.
Why would he need to sound American? Is he American?
No, he's a weeb but for America. Not like the
Oh.
Bandit Keith way, but like the weeb way.
Like he's Japanese, but for some reason likes America.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's not too crazy, but like, you know what? No, actually, that it does make sense. For like a weeb to just spout out random language words the country he likes.
Right.
Potato. Shigemasi.
Right. So instead of honorifics like Chan and I don't know other honorifics, they just append the word boy. There's some instances in the Funimation dub where they'll just say a word twice, because in the Japanese version they randomly put in an English word and then
Yeah,
said the real thing in Japanese.
they do that with like most what is it? Most anime. Like JoJo has it a lot. The world.
It's weird. No need to apologize, Boss Phil. You were here and you changed the stream. I'll go so far to say as you contributed. Even if your contributions sent it back to the Stone Age, you did your best.
Oh gosh.
Dang. NSA hackers taking down my streams.
Dang Milwaukee's and their craft brews.
Is that a thing Milwaukee's known for?
Yeah. I only know that because of Red Letter Media talks about their craft beers a lot, and they're from
Nice.
Milwaukee. If you're
Weird.
familiar with who those people are.
I've heard the name, never seen any of the content. I just hear too much Grand Rapids craft beer stuff and just get sucked into that. You're like, oh yeah, That sounds good. Is there anyone else playing Pokemon Coliseum that we can raid? There is. There's a shiny Bayleaf hunter. Let's go raid into them. Absoltastic. Is it the same Absol guy that does YouTube videos? Oh. Let's go raid him. I don't. It could be a radically different Absol guy because you know Absol is pretty edgelord popular.
Oh yeah, Absol is like absolutely the most edge.
You just
Like-
say that because you don't understand them.
Cry. Why do I cry?
Probably to express your emotions in a healthy fashion.
Oh.
Big raids so you can get all your tithings, but it looks like... Wait a minute. They aren't shiny hunting Bayleaf at all. They're way past Bayleaf. Spoilers, this is the dungeon that I'm in.
Oh nah.
They're gonna spoil the game for me. But we'll see you, Philium. Get some sleep. Miss, go write some lyrics to Milk. That's
Milk.
Yeah, Boss Phil is a musician with an amazing song.
Milky milk, 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 milk.
I'm gonna... I mean, first of all, we're rating. Weird. How did we get to more viewers